Now, across India today, millions of mobile phones suddenly erupted with a loud, unfamiliar alarm. Screens lit up with an emergency warning. Offices paused mid-meeting. Students looked around classrooms in confusion. Metro commuters checked each other's devices. And within minutes, social media was flooded with one question: what just happened? Well, let's get into it. Arun, welcome. You're watching Deep Dive, brought to you by NewsX. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Let's talk about India's mass alert test and how the government can reach millions in seconds. What people experienced was not a hack, not a network glitch, and not a random software malfunction. It was a large-scale test of India's mobile disaster alert system, introduced by the Government of India through the Department of Telecommunications in coordination with the National Disaster Management Authority and telecom service providers. The system has been developed to send urgent warnings directly to citizens during emergencies such as cyclones, floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, heat waves, industrial accidents, or other life-threatening situations. The aim is simple: deliver verified warnings quickly, reduce confusion, and give people crucial time to act before disaster strikes. The message received by many users clearly stated that it was a test alert issued as part of an emergency warning exercise. Different users reported slightly different wordings depending on telecom operator, device type, and language settings, but the core message remained the same. This was a sample emergency notification. There was no need to panic, and the system was being tested to improve public safety readiness. Let's listen to one of the videos that have surfaced.
Using indigenous technology for instant disaster alerting service for its citizens. Alert citizens, safe nation. No action is required by the public upon receipt of this message. This is a test message. Government of India.
What made the alert so noticeable was not just the text, but the way it arrived. Unlike a normal SMS or app notification, the message came with a piercing alarm tone, vibration, and a full screen pop-up on many phones, as you just saw. Some users said it even appeared while their phones were on silent mode or locked. That is deliberate. In a real emergency, authorities do not want warnings buried under dozens of missed WhatsApp messages or ignored notifications. They need attention immediately. So how does this technology actually work? Well, the backbone of the system is known as cell broadcast technology. Unlike SMS, which sends one message to one phone number at a time, cell broadcast sends a signal from mobile towers to every compatible phone connected within a particular area. That means thousands, even millions of devices can receive the same warning almost simultaneously. This distinction is important. During disasters, traditional networks often get jammed because people start calling family members, opening apps, checking news, and sharing messages all at once. SMS systems can slow down or fail under pressure. Cell broadcast is built differently. It's one-to-many communication designed for speed and scale. Another major advantage is geo-targeting. Authorities can choose to send alerts only to specific regions rather than the whole country. If a cyclone is approaching coastal Odisha, warnings can be sent there. If flash floods threaten parts of Himachal Pradesh, alerts can target that zone. If an earthquake strikes northern India, nearby states can receive immediate instructions. That precision makes the system more practical and more credible. It also allows different types of warnings. Some alerts may simply advise caution. Others may urge evacuation, shelter indoors, avoid travel, move to higher ground, or follow official rescue instructions. In future, India could build a layered system where alerts could escalate based on threat level, and India has strong reasons to invest in exactly this kind of technology. The country is amongst the world's most disaster-exposed nations. Cyclones regularly strike the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea coastlines. Monsoon flooding disrupts cities and villages every year. Earthquake risk remains high across the Himalayan belt and parts of the northeast. Landslides affect hill states. Heat waves are becoming more frequent and intense. Urban flash flooding has repeatedly shown how quickly danger can build in major cities. In a country this large and this vulnerable, speed matters. Sirens reach only so far. Television depends on people already watching. Social media can spread confusion alongside facts, but mobile phones are personal, immediate, and nearly universal. With more than 1 billion mobile connections, the handset in your pocket can become the fastest warning device India has ever deployed. Globally, India is not the first country to use such systems. The United States has wireless emergency threats, often used for hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfire evacuations, amber alerts, and national emergencies. Japan operates one of the world's most advanced earthquake warning networks, capable of pushing alerts seconds before strong shaking begins. South Korea frequently uses national mobile alerts for weather threats, disasters, and public safety incidents. Several European countries and the UK have also expanded emergency alert capabilities in recent years. Where India stands out is scale as well as complexity. Few countries have to communicate across so many languages, so many handset types, and such varied urban-rural conditions. Delivering reliable alerts to premium smartphones in Delhi, budget devices in rural districts, and multilingual users across states is a far greater technical challenge than in smaller nations. But if India gets it right, it could build one of the largest and most impactful public warning systems anywhere in the world. And while officials described today's message as a preparedness drill, the internet reacted in classic fashion. Within minutes, users shared stories of phones screaming during meetings, alarms going off in classrooms, startled commuters grabbing their pockets, and family groups asking whether everyone else had received that scary message. Memes quickly followed, with many joking that the alert itself caused more panic than the disaster it was preparing for. Yet beneath the humor lies an important truth. The alert succeeded. Everyone noticed it, and that is exactly what emergency communication is supposed to do. Today's warning may have interrupted conversations, startled users, and sparked memes, but in a real cyclone, flood, tsunami, or earthquake, those same few seconds of attention could save lives. India's mobile disaster alert system is still evolving, but if it can reach millions instantly when danger strikes, then today's surprise alarm may one day be remembered as a sound of preparedness. Pavan Duggal, cyber expert, is joining us live on the broadcast. Pavan Duggal, what did you make of this mass alarm test today done by the government? Do you believe it was successful?
Well, the surprise element is what I thought was the most cherry on the cake. Why? Because nobody was prepared for this. And suddenly, this particular alert came. Now, the alert came as part of the sovereign functions of the government. The government has the sovereign function and the power to do that. But we had never tested at that kind of a mass scale. Some testing was done in February, but this kind of a mass scaling was never done. So people were taken aback. But more importantly, everybody noticed. And I think this is potentially one of the most successful testing pilots that we have done in the context of making people more aware about disasters. But over a period of time, I think people will now be more prepared. The next time they get this message, they know fully well, this is something serious. Let's drop everything and give our complete attention to this. So this is a kind of a disaster management ecosystem solution that India's done. The reason why India is doing it is very remarkable. We are not just the biggest democracy in the world, we are also the most populous nation in the world. And if we can do that right, it can actually give huge signals to the rest of the world to act as benchmarking standards for the countries to follow. Now, India is a huge country. Often it's said India is a combination of different continents, and different locations have different geographical conditions. So tsunamis can hit the shores, you can have flash floods in the Himalayas, you can have droughts in central India and the like. So once this particular testing is complete, the government needs to be first and foremost applauded and complimented for doing this remarkable manner. Had they made some prior noise about it, maybe the pilot would not have been that successful. And the very fact that everybody on social media has been talking about is a singular example and manifestation of how successful the said experiment was.
Absolutely.
But yes, we need to be prepared and use this expeditiously as time comes up.
Is this something that India needed? Did India need such a mass alert system like this one, Pavan Duggal? Also, what is the kind of technology that the government has used to achieve this, to go out to all devices across multiple different networks that users use in the country?
I think the government, what it has done is making India in a state of preparedness. India is slowly but surely walking in the direction of cyber resilience. And one of the elements of cyber resilience is using the technological medium for the purposes of going ahead and sensitizing users in advance of potential scenarios that's going to be coming. The technology that used is not something that's unique. The cell broadcast technology has been there. Now users already have an option. They don't want these kind of alerts. They can go to the settings and switch off those alerts. So my personal appeal will be, don't please switch on any such alerts. The government is actually the most important element, which is ensuring the security of nation and the security of the citizens. So any alerts coming from government is ultimately aimed at protecting and preserving not just the citizens, but also their lives, their properties. And in such a scenario, shutting off these kind of alerts is not a good idea. But be prepared, the next time alert comes, it will not be a test. It will actually be synchronous or manifestation of something real happening. So we as individuals, as citizens, have to be now prepared. What will we do next the next time this alert comes? Should we have some mental list of what we need to be following? I think the government will be really much complimented if it can actually now come up with a standard operating procedures, telling people about 5 things that they need to be doing once they get this kind of alert message, so that people stand sensitized. Once people are sensitized, they are already empowered. Once they're empowered, they will be in a much better position to deal with these emerging challenges of emergency and disaster, whether it's ecological, whether it's geographical, whether it's climate. So I think all said and done, a great step forward. We haven't done this like this anywhere in the country since independence. But what we did, we succeeded in doing. And I think now the next level is to empower the hands of the users and tell them 5 things they need to know once they get this particular alert. So the next time when the actual alert comes in, the users and citizens are prepared to act in accordance with the information given in the alert.
Appreciate you joining us, Pavan Duggal, with your perspective on this segment.